Okay, tour continuation. What we're looking at here is 1, 2, 3, 4 downstairs interior doors. The theme for the downstairs doors, in fact, most everything downstairs, that whole floor, it's aquatic. It's things you can see in the ocean right off of this island. This one is sharks. You got a blue shark, a hammerhead, and a head-on view of a hammerhead over there. So that would be an interior door. I think this one goes on one of the 4 similar bedrooms that are all lined up. This over here, it's a part of a conch shell. And then you might make out a lobster there somewheres. He hasn't got a frame for some reason. I'll have to ask about that. In any event, there's 10, 20, 3, 4. There's 26 doors downstairs. Oh, actually downstairs and this door out onto the deck up here, onto the lanai. And they're all wide. I'll have to find out for sure, but they're like 4'2" or something like that. And then there's another 10 that are like 3'8", and those are the extra doors I had to put in for the building permit for the fire department. They go around the whole building. On the walls are like spokes that goes from the middle out. Anyway, those doors, we're pretty much going to lock them. I don't care what they think. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, here we go. I get the sun in the right kind of something here. We'll do this some other day. I don't think it's going to work today. You can't make out what this is. The pipes hanging down, those are going to be 3/4-inch steel rods with a piece of stainless steel tubing over them. And this menagerie of rebar. This is a part of a beam. These all get bent in the angle they're going to go. This is another helical staircase, but rather than being a complete like trough like the one in here that we looked at, this one is a central beam, like on it's sort of a copy of Villa Feliz, James Tanner's house, except that it's a curve rather than straight sections. But the construction of it is really similar. It just, these rebars all just spiral down around, come out the bottom about where I'm standing. And they get stirrups on it and some other stuff to make stair treads mountable. This like room up here, of course you can't see it. This room is about the same size as the ones inside by the spider beam, where you have a short room into the atrium. Then you have a wider space behind it, and it's this big. Now one of them is different. This wall should have bumped in, but we put this door here. Maybe I can do something with that. That's as small as it goes. So we put this exterior door, and we wanted room to walk around this the helical staircase. So that's that addition there. And so we bumped this wall. Instead of bumping it in from the datum, we bumped it out. So that made the stereo room up here into a much bigger room than the rest. It's like 16 by 22 or something like that. And it has an extra window in it. Now opposite this door there's a window that wouldn't be in any other room. Yeah, got one on the opposite, and then you got the standard one here on the side. And he just did this skim coat out here this morning. I'm gonna go around the other side. It's hot up here. And lights blocking everything. Hey! And this is the nanny. He's been here since the beginning, the first year we started on this. He stayed busy last summer skim coating the spider beam and a whole lot of the ceilings. And we're doing outside skim coat here on overhangs and stuff right now because a lot will be tough to do in rainy season. Up above it up here, there's well, you can't really see it because of the sun. There's kind of a ragged edge around this floor. And what he's going to do up there is drill 4mm holes about every 6 inches, 3 rows of them, and knock in 2-inch concrete nails. Tie 8mm rebar to those, and then tie wire all over hell up there. And we're basically going to anchor a cast-in place molding with all that stuff wrapped around it. We had a fellow that couldn't quite understand what we were trying to do, and he put this render that's on there now, and you see there's a chunk of it here that came down. Well, it was coming down. I knocked it down before it hit somebody on the head. But that was a continuous line. But concrete shrinks when it cures, and it wasn't stuck. So we haven't got that on this outer rim down here, but we're going to have the same molding. There's five round moldings have to be made, and they're on the next summer's to-do list. Okay, and this is what one of the outdoor lanai rooms looks like. There'll be 5 of these, of course. Our chauffeur sleeps here during the day. He's got him a bed. These are 2 fixture light fixtures from All Home, about 730 pesos. They have a rubber seal where the LED bulb goes against them. And we had boxes in the ceiling. Yeah, that's what the ragged hole is. It has to be filled. But there wasn't any way to attach the lights that they sell in the Philippines to any damn thing. So what we did was we found the galvanized boxes at Wilcon, and we put a piece of strap iron into the concrete with those stainless suspension bolts from Sky King. Got a knurled end, a tapered plug, and when you screw that thing down, man, that's tight. One of those, you could put 4 or 5 people hanging from it and it would stay right there. And so there's the only skim coat here, so it's right into 8,000 pound concrete. We have to come back and fill all these little things around electrical boxes. But there's, I think there's 175 light bulbs in this house. A lot of them are 2 at a time, so that's a lot less things to fill. Can we see this up here? No, can't see that. Oh. Here we have 6 rebars sticking up. and the shadows from rebars, which make it look like there's a lot more. But there's 6 white rebars sticking up. That's some of the 26 rebars that go from the ground, the base down 6 feet in the ground up to here. That's what's left over from a 20-foot bar. The other 20 bars are bent out into the floor to tie the rebar for the floor. These are up here because I didn't need them for the floor. There was so many already. And if I want to add something, what I was going to put was tikis, like Easter Island tikis, and that got voted down. She wanted the 12 disciples, but I don't think I want to live in a church, so we've traded. Don't know what goes here anymore, but I know that it's going to be a chapel nativity scene that's life-size out in the yard out here. Somehow I made a trade, but I don't think I got anything in the trade. Anyway, I made a trade, and she definitely wins every argument. Around all these things, like this deck out here, this gets handrail that's 4 feet high. Any child that can fall over a 4 foot high handrail, I'll go down and pick them up. Anyway, the scenes on this are fish, aquatic. There's another deck above this one, and the handrails there are also 4 feet high. And those have the islands of the Philippines. Basically drew a huge scale map that's in the drawing is several miles across. And it has every little peanut of an island around all the major islands. And I just took pictures, snaps of the drawing, and put frames around them. It's like, it's like making a picture. And then we printed that at MicroCAD across from Bacco Orr's SM, and it's full scale. So then they bend bar, like you saw that couple in the stairwell room, and those panels bolt together. So it's Philippine Islands on the top, fish on this one. These the windows in the rooms that are basically a spline-shaped part of the floor up here. The shape is like a spline on a transmission. These are lotus flowers, and there's another handrail inside that goes around the catwalk and the atrium, and those are a bunch of other kinds of flowers. Wait a minute. The ones inside are the lotus flowers. These ones out here are orchids, but they're flowers. Everything on this floor is flowers, and the leaves and the French doors. But there's and then there's some vents, but there's none on this floor. They're only like 1.5 feet across, like bathroom vents, kitchen range vents, and those are Amish hex signs, which apparently all symbolize a prayer in the Amish church. And I didn't tell her that. She'll find it out though. And we're definitely Catholic here. That makes the total pieces of ironwork 174. So these guys have got a business going here. We'll go across the street sometime. He's doing the finish welding over there because we got no damn electricity. At front of the house here, we have a utility pole. Where those wires go left and right, if you look, there's a gray transformer. That's the Meralco transformer. I don't know how many kVA it is. I really don't know. It's got the 3 leads out, and one of them is wrapped around the pole going into the ground, so you only have the 220 coming out. If you look a little to the left, there's our electrical pole. We put it up in